I'm here with Lucy Gill from Footanstey for this webinar. I'm Alex Limmonth from New Square Chambers. This is a webinar on validity of wills, principally testamentary capacity. It's not a lecture, but it's intended to be something of a discussion between all of us. We're going to be using the recent case of Goss, Custard and Templeman that Lucy and I were involved in as a jumping off point for our discussion. As a bit of a case study. That is indeed Templeman, as in Lord Templeman, the Law Lord, who's famous, well known to us all for his judgments on tax, on leases, Street and Mountford, of course, the three-pronged implement for digging is a fork, whether we call it a spade or not. Also famous in our area of law because he was the propounder of the golden rule in two cases back in the 70s, Rees Simpson and in Kenwood and Adams. So this is intended to be a discussion, it's intended to be a question and answer session. So to kick off, let me hand over to Lucy, who's going to just remind us of the facts behind this case of Goss, Custard and Templeman, where our clients were Jane Goss Custard and Sarah Edworthy, the two stepdaughters of Lord Templeman's second wife. So they were his stepdaughters. And on the other side, we had Michael Templeman, his son, who was a retired barrister, and Leslie Templeman, his wife, who was the executor under the will. So Lucy.
Thank you, Alex. Good afternoon, everyone. So we, Footanstey, were instructed back in 2015, Lord Templeman having died in 2014. And Lord Templeman's last will was a will that he made back in August 2008 through local solicitors in Exeter, Cross and Cross. They were a firm of solicitors that both he and his wife Sheila had used for a number of years. And that will, he instructed them to make, left the residue of his estate to his two sons by his first marriage, that was Michael and Peter Templeman, and he also made various specific gifts, the most significant of which for the purposes of our case was a gift of Mellowstone, which was a property in Exeter, together with its contents, which was a property that his second wife Sheila had built back in the 70s, and which they both lived in since their marriage in 1996. And he left in the will that property to our clients, Jane Goss Custard and Sarah Edworthy.